প্রিয় দর্শক, স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি দৈনিক কালবেলা অনলাইন থেকে। আমি শাহন সোলাইমান আছি হংকংয়ে এশিয়া প্যাসিফিক আইসিটি অ্যালায়েন্স তথা অ্যাপিকটা অ্যাওয়ার্ড 2023। এই মুহূর্তে আমাদের সাথে আছেন অ্যাপিকটার প্রেসিডেন্ট জনাব ফুলভিরো ইনসেরা। সো আমরা তার সাথে কথা বলবো, আইসিটি জগতের বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে জানবো। সো লেট মি ওয়েলকাম মিস্টার ফুলভিরো ইনসেরা, the president of APICTA. How are you, sir?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Okay, welcome to the Daily Kalbela. First of all, sir, I would like to know that you have known about the digital transformation of Bangladesh. So we have seen it since 2009. So how do you evaluate this process that Bangladesh is going to digitalization?
Well, I guess that we've witnessed it firsthand through Bangladesh's membership in APICTA up until recently. And the fact that the number of nominations since its inception has always increased with the hosting of APICTA in Bangladesh, I think it was in 2017.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it shows that the Bangladeshi government and associations that are supporting the industry more broadly are obviously sending the right message to government to enable these organisations to expedite their innovation and commercialisation of their technology, at least domestically. From what I've witnessed through the nominations that we've seen, that I've seen over the journey since 2015, that it's clearly that they're on that trajectory of delivering innovative solutions.
So you have been seeing participants from Bangladesh since 2015. So how do you see their potentiality, their intellectuality? Do you see any possibility in them?
Yes, I think one of the major benefits that the Bangladeshi economy or population has is it's a very young population, a bit like similar to Nepal and other similar Asian countries, and the sheer numbers of people that you have, right, and going obviously through the education system and wanting to get involved in a technology degree and a career. So, and that's where I think we see some of that evidence around that. And even through the student entries that Bangladesh has had historically, you can see that that long-term plan will eventually play out. I guess the challenge any government has in terms of delivering that digitisation or smart government or smart citizen services is the ability to break through bureaucracy. Yeah, which all governments have, right? So if they can enable their technology solution and enable innovation to break through bureaucracy, that's where you've got ultimate acceptance that technology does improve the way they do things. So if things are delivered by government quicker, then the citizens benefit quicker. Yeah. So if the government's prepared to do that, and a lot of governments aren't, not just, and if they can break through that, then that's showing leadership in the region. Yeah, so that's up to the Bangladeshi government, I guess, in terms of where that goes. But yeah, it's all signs point that it's in the right direction in terms of the people that we see coming through APICTA.
This is replied to your notice, show cause notice, right? So banning basis, isn't it too harsh, or there is an allegation that it was influenced by Pakistan? What would you comment on this?
I can categorically state, and looking at you, 100%, that it was not overly influenced at all by Pakistan. In fact, Pakistan were not even involved in that decision-making process. We basically had seen, and we saw it firsthand. It wasn't reported by Pakistan that this happened. We saw it because as an organising committee, we see everything that transpires. And being involved in the office bearer position, we discussed it as ourselves first, and then we discussed with the broader EXCO what should we do, and the EXCO, and we didn't say, won't go through the whole process in detail, but at the end of the day is that we said that what's the most appropriate course of action, and that was the action that collectively EXCO came up with without any influence on Pakistan. So I don't want this to become a Pakistan-Bangladeshi, because it is not. It just so happens that the issue happened in Pakistan, which is unfortunate, but under any circumstances, I'll say that on the record, that had zero influence in Pakistan.
What is your plan, or what is your expectation with this APICTA Hong Kong 2023? How would you like to end this and wrap up this session this year?
I think the fact that it's the biggest turnout since COVID that we've actually had a large and quite diverse application nomination process. And the fact that this year they've got some unique opportunities to not only do business networking and business matching, but also getting a very strong focus on students. I think that the launch of the People's Choice Award, we hope that is successful, and then we can actually put that across all categories. So therefore, instead of just one, we could have up to 14 categories that the general public can vote on to get that sense of competitiveness between the economies. And what we've also made as a theme this year is to make sure that the economies in the region just don't see APICTA as an annual awards program. So what we're also doing, and we've also stated quite openly, is that we hope, given that Hong Kong is quite a high profile and well-respected economy and well-matured economy in Asia, that we want to make sure that we can get large industry players that really haven't had an involvement in APICTA, like Microsoft and HP and Oracle and IBM, and these tier one industries that should be supporting this initiative. We hope that they start to take notice of that. So every opportunity I get to get in front of journalists or anything like that, I want to promote that cause, and we're more than just an awards program. We want to become the voice of the industry, so we can make comments on different government policies across different economies, or if there's an opinion about cybersecurity, what are our thoughts about that? So we're seen as a respected body. And if we do that, then economies get value out of that. They seek our counsel on that. And we're not quite there yet. We need to get to that point. So the vision, we want to close this off, and as I'll also state in my closing comments at the closing ceremonies, is the fact that this is the first step of increasing the awareness of APICTA, so then it becomes a body that's broadly respected, which it is by our member economies, but it needs to be by the industry. And I hope that being in Hong Kong we can achieve that, because we'll get more, more industry players that see Hong Kong as a very lucrative market to get that support indirectly.
If there is any last word for you, from you to Bangladeshi participants or Bangladeshi economy, you can pass your message.
Listen, we look forward to seeing a lot more Bangladesh involvement in APICTA. They're a very important part of the APICTA family. It's a growing economy. There's lots of people there, and I believe that irrespective of the current bans that are in place, it doesn't prevent the Bangladesh from participating even next year, and hopefully beyond next year things go back to normal, and we can forgive and forget and move on, and we can just and ensure that Bangladesh becomes an active player in APICTA again. So we look forward to that, and we appreciate the efforts that the existing Bangladesh nominees decided to do on their own to come to APICTA, and that is not lost on anybody within APICTA, and that shows that they're loyal to the cause and they can see the value that APICTA can give to them.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for your time.